Welcome back, all our 40K fanatics out there. I'm DJ here with Tim's Nation, joined once again by Mr. Lane DeLong to get another Warhammer 40K battle report. Today, it's my turn to test out, even though we will both be traveling to the same tournament this weekend. Lane's gotten a little more practice in with his list. And Deathwatch, is it?
Yeah, Deathwatch, is it? Yes, Deathwatch. At the tournament today, or this weekend, but the Custodes today.
Yes, Custodes, because they are also very, very high on the meta watch percentage. Right there with Necrons. I saw 56-56. So here we are today. Stat check galore. Can my weird Necron immortal tech handle the toughness of the Custodes? A lot of 2-up saves, a lot of big, bulky infantry that you have here today, and a tank.
Yep.
And a tank. Always got to bring one tank. So,
and then a little bit of shooting. I want something that can hold my home field objective, but still contribute. So I decided to bring one. I only have one Custodes grab tank. I think you should probably take 2 or 3 of them, but one's what I got. So
that's what we're bringing today. So, as always, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell, get notified on all the content that we bring here on the channel, including both of our army descriptions. Mine was much shorter this week. I did kind of talk about it over the weekend, though, so I didn't want to double tap on that. But I still set out my army video so you guys can see what this whole army looks like, what I'm bringing. So we'll give you the abridged version, and let's jump over those abridged versions. Lane, tell us what you're bringing today.
Today we have Adeptus Custodes. I got 4 characters. We have Trajan Valoris and a Blade Champion. No enhancements on the Blade Champion. Then we also have the Custodes Assassin, and I'm taking Kyria Draxis. I don't have the actual Kyria Draxis model, so I'm just using an old school metal Inquisitor model as the Inquisitor with the Pilgrim hat on. So that's my Kyria Draxis today. We have 2 5-man Custodian Guard. We have 1 4-woman team of the Sisters of Silence Prosecutors. We have a 5-man of Wardens. We have a 3-man of the Alaris Terminators. We have 2 3-mans of the Venatari, and then 1 Custodes grab tank. DJ, what are you bringing today?
So since Lane's talking about going old school, I'm going old school with the original Necron Dynasty of 10th edition, and we are playing Awakened Dynasty. Couple changes here over the time of it. We're not going to talk about that, but this is the current Codex Awakened Dynasty. And for this, I am bringing 3 10-man squads of Immortals, 2 with Tesla, 1 with Gauze Blasters. All 3 squads will have a unit of Crypt Thralls, and their choice, the Blasters will have a Plasmancer, while the Tesla have a Chronomancer. The Tesla will also have a Translocation Overlord, while the Gauze Blasters will have an Overlord on foot. We have 2 3-man squads of Locust Heavy Destroyers, 1 Canoptic Reanimator, the Convergence of Dominion, 5 Flayed Ones to get on objectives, and a 10-man squad of Lich Guard, led by an Overlord with a Staff of Light, more on that later, as well as the big boy himself, Mr. Illuminator Xeris. And because I'm playing out of the Awakened Dynasty, that means that if Xeris dies...
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I spend 1 command point. He stands back up with half of his wounds remaining. And with the way that the Awakened Dynasty is worded now, it happens at you spend it immediately, but he doesn't come back until the end of the phase. So if you take him down and shooting, whatever did it, that's it. So then there's a good chance he's coming back. We're going back to my command phase, which then we trigger reanimation protocol, and then we heal D3 wounds.
Yep.
Xeris is fun.
I mean, I still get credit for killing him.
You do, yeah, because anytime
if I assassinate, I kill him. I'm not looking forward to that.
All in all, I'm happy to have that strat back too, because some of my overlords have been lately. I've been really liking their damage output and how beastly they can be in situations. So to bring them back, I'm definitely happy about that. There's a lot of battle tactic strats which are going to go both ways on this, because this is one time that I actually am more concerned about the Custodes, because some of those battle tactic strats, because I'm playing fixed objectives. So fixed objectives, no additional CP, free CP options, things to make it cost more, and go. It's going to be a game of cat and mouse on that one.
Yeah,
big time. So Custodes.
What are the battle tactic strategies? Go ahead and grab the book.
So I don't have the name. I don't remember the names because they're all different protocol. I know one because I ran Novak for a while, so I love that this is one of the strats. So Protocol of the Hungry Void is I get +1 strength and +1 AP if led by a character which obviously everything's
Yeah,
led by all 3 immortal units, and the Lich Guard are led by a character. So
right.
+1 AP, +1 strength
In
for
combat.
them in combat.
In combat. Yeah.
And then the other one, which I can't remember the name, I want to say Sudden Storm, but probably I'm completely wrong, is reroll hits at half range. Again, it's with character led, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But having the Veil, which I didn't mention this, Plasma Lancer with the Veil, Overlord with the Subjugator Protocol thingy. That's exactly how it's worded in the Codex. I'm not making that up. I didn't just sputter off words there. And yes, I'm okay. So that is, but it gives the Sovereign Cornell was from the previous, which gave that whole character buff, which made everything really wonky interactions. Now it's just a aura +1 to hit. So in situations like if you give me your Custodes tank, then yeah, I can situate them around that, my Locust Heavies around that, and get 2s to hit. Otherwise, it is kind of a bunk take. It might come out if I don't notice it enough. I'm back and forth on it because it's 35 points for the Relic, but the way to get +1 otherwise in any of those squads is 80 points for a character. So it's like I'm just spending 35 points on his fail-safe button.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this Custodes? Where do you compare this into some of the other builds maybe you faced at tournaments lately?
Well, my Custodes collection is not huge, and I don't play them competitively, so this has a smattering of stuff. There's some stuff that is very meta. I got 1 Warden squad, and the Wardens are super durable because they're -1 to wound when led by a character, and once per game I can just pop up off a 4-up feel no pain to any kind of damage. So they're super durable, and you'll see them a lot. And I've got a couple squads of the Venatari. They're expensive, but they rapid ingress for free, and they hit really hard when they charge.
Yeah, I haven't liked them in our last
strength 7, and they have lance. So most of your stuff in your army, they're going to wound on 2s. Other than that, I do have Kyria Draxus with one of the Custodian Guard squads because she has decent shooting attacks, and she gains the buffs that unit has. So the Custodian Guard reroll wound rolls of 1, but they reroll all wound rolls if they're on an objective they control. So she benefits from that. And they get a Custodian Guard can shoot twice once per game, and her guns are pretty good. And you can shoot once per game. She'll get to shoot twice because she's part of that squad. So, we'll get to see those pop off a little bit today. Like I said, it's not a super competitive Custodes list, but it has some of the competitive bits and pieces in there.
Excellent. Yeah, I don't like those bird guys. I really don't like them. They beat me up a lot.
They're strong.
Later games. Yeah. All right, so there's only one thing left to do. As I sneak away stealthily, no one saw that. Odd or even, my friend?
Even.
And it is odd. So, Custodes, you'll deploy first, and we will be back after deployment. And we are deployed. Lane, why don't you talk to us about what we are going to be doing today?
We're going to play Warhammer. We're going to play hammer and anvil style deployments. So we are hamburger war. And our mission today is Take and Hold. This is just some basic, generic Warhammer. You get 5 points for each objective you control, including your one in your deployment zone. I've played so many missions lately where you don't get points for the one in your deployment zone. I'm glad I get 5 points for just sitting in the deployment zone. So Take and Hold. And then finally, the mission rule is Vox Static. All this is going to do is make the command point reroll strat 2 CP, and the new order strat, that's where you pull another secondary, is 2 CP.
Awesome. All right, so let's talk about deployment. As I come away from the Custodes, I had to really zoom in because you're such a tiny army as compared to this massive Necron force and all that green.
They're thick in spirit, tiny in numbers.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely intimidated. I was deploying with the intent of trying to stay away from your big infantry brick. So to explain my deployment, I have to first talk about this over here. Lane's infantry has been deployed mostly over here, with his tank on this side. And we, deploying back and forth, I made sure to start with some of these centralized units, my Lich Guard, my Reanimator, and my Convergence of Dominion, to burn a couple of drops till I saw where he was starting to put his infantry. Then when I saw it, I started to build over here on this angle to give me as much space between those guys as I possibly could, so I can kind of control and dictate how I engage them and try to engage on my terms, not his, because any Custodes that I let engage me on his terms, I can basically count that squad gone. Granted, Awakened Dynasty, I have a couple extra buffs. We did bring a Reanimator today. We do have the Convergence for a 6-up Feel No Pain, So we'll see how that rolls. Xeris and is on the ground floor in there, actually, surrounded by my 3 squads of Necron warriors. The Veil is with the Silver Squad in the back. Locust Heavy's ready to jump up on buildings to get vantage point to be able to shoot at some Custodes. That flat 6 damage is they're gonna shoot at infantry today. And then everything else in position so we can push on objectives. Blade ones I put back here in the corner. I kind of figure that when all the battle envelops, it's going to happen over here. So maybe those guys can just hang out, get distracted, not be the point of contact. And unless Lane wants to deep strike in to kill him, very much so could. But then that's a unit that's not contributing to the center fight, which I think, in my opinion, is going to happen on objective markers 3 and 5. All right. That's me. Lane, tell us what you got going on.
I took a page out of the DJ book of deployment and put all my stuff in a building. So 3 squads, Wardens in the middle here, and then Custodian Guard. We got the Sisters here ready to scooch over and deploy teleport homers, or not deploy teleport, to investigate signals if I pull that early, and the same thing with the tank. And then I'll have these guys be able to get on the primary objective here, not the primary, my deployment zone objective, while the rest of my Custodes go forth and wreak havoc. We also have a 3-man Terminator squad and then 2 3-man Venatari squads in Deep Strike.
Excellent, excellent. So, yeah, you can pick the Terminators back up if they land. So it's not like you couldn't land and take out the flayed ones and do all that stuff, but I'm just looking at it in consideration that I feel like that's going to be the least traffic over there. So, all right, I've talked enough. It's time for some hammer. Lane, what do you feel? You want to go first or second in this matchup?
Definitely second, because of the rapid ingress of the Venatari is just so much juicier when I go second.
Alrighty, let's see. And it looks like your wish has come true and you'll be going second. All right, do you have any scout moves?
Nope.
Neither do I. All right, we'll be back after the Necron movement phase. Okay, so going first means I have literally nothing to shoot at and really do, but I still found a way to spend my command point. So I am playing fixed, so I'm doing Storm Hostile objectives and Cleanse. So I move these flayed ones up here, cleansing that objective. And then I advance with the Immortals, and this is the tech that I'm using. So there's no guns in a squad, except for the Staff of Light on the Overlord. The reason for the Staff of Light is just this play, because I can't storm hostile objectives on turn 1. It's not going to be possible for my army in most scenarios. So I can advance, spend a command point, re-roll the advance dice if needed. I did not. And now I get Assault on all my weapons. Well, it just matters for that Overlord who has the Staff of Light. So now they can complete a shooting action and they will cleanse that objective marker. So I will get a 4 on secondaries for this turn, no storming. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the 4 and not having just 0 or just 2 points, always a good thing. And then I position most of the stuff. These Immortals are actually on top. I advanced with them, translocating, thank you, to that position. So they are actually on top to be able to put eyes on the center for an Overwatch if Lane decides to move that Custodes in there and get really brave with her. So that's going to be my turn, and we're going to pass it over to Lane. Up.
Oh, she's not brave.
Womp, womp. Yeah, she said, nah, we're done with that. We got other things to do. All right, on to Lane and his turn 1.
We pulled Storm Hostile objectives and Tempting Target. DJ has chosen to tempt me with this objective, the one that has the little flayed one side note on it.
Oh, I wasn't going to put it right in front of you.
No, I mean... but we moved everything forward here. Storm Hostile objectives. So we're going to go here. I did advance this unit up, but they're led by the Blade Wizard, the Blade Champion, who lets them advance and charge once per game. So I'm going to shoot at these Lich Guard. We'll see what happens here. It's possible that it depends on what DJ decides to do here. He can pull guys off of this objective and then make my charge longer, but then that definitely gets me Storm Hostile. Or you can pull guys in the back. I don't know. We'll see what it decides to do. But I'm going to shoot and then maybe charge. Good news. I shot 2 of these guys away. Bad news. DJ spent a CP to reanimate. And because this little guy is here, well, both Lich Guard that I killed came back. But we'll sandwich that bad news with good news. We managed to shoot these guys away. So I didn't take the tempting target, but I, at the very least, have stormed hostile objective here because I took this from DJ because he pulled off it. Now I'm going to try to make the charge. Once per game, the Blade champion lets his unit advance and charge. I need an 8 on the dice, and he does let them re-roll their charges for free.
Oh man, are we doing this on live? We're doing this live. Looking for the 8.
Looking for an 8.
Oh,
10.
All right. Well, looks like I'm going to charge. They'll be back after this carnage.
We did some crumping, and good news, guys. We killed 6 of them.
Yeah,
killed 6 of the Lich Guard, and when he slapped back, he did kill 1 of them. But that good news has to be followed up with bad news.
Oh,
well,
yes.
Bad news for Custodes, good news for Necrons, I suppose, because this character, what's this little blue ball he's got there?
Resurrection Orb.
Orb. And so DJ gets to once per game pop that thing off at the end of a phase, and he gets D6 wounds back on his resurrection protocol. He rolled a flat 6. DJ's been on pretty average dice so far today.
No way, 100%.
And because this goofy little guy is here, then he gets to do it again. He only popped 1 back. So he brought 4 guys back. One of them is only on 1 wound, but he brought a bunch of those guys back. So they're still there. But you know what? So am I. You know what, DJ? I can resurrect 2. I have a 1 CP strat, and I can bring back 1 guy. We'll see if I get to do that in my command phase or not. See if these guys survive. But I did score storm hostile objectives because I did take this objective here, and then that's it. On to DJ's turn.
Okay, well, we didn't even make it to the shooting phase yet, and there's more Custodes already on the table during my turn. How is this possible?
Rapid ingress. So I spent 1 CP to rapid ingress my Alaris Terminators here. And then the Venatari can rapid ingress for free, and even if other units have already rapid ingressed. So I brought in both squads of Venatari. So we're here, and hopefully they shouldn't get shot at all. And then we'll just see how these Wardens survive.
Yeah, so what we did was we fell back with the Lich Guard. I didn't want to run into the 2 command point strat. That would allow Blaine to fight first and do a lot of extra work because he's on an objective. So we're going to try and shoot him real good. So we move the Immortals. They advanced. They're tagging 2 objectives so that even if I don't pick these guys up, I can go scoot over to another objective, and my shoot and scoot strat with our ability with the chrono. This way we can we're trying to storm hostile. So we probably got to stay here for that one. Then over here, we move these Immortals up. So we're putting a lot of Tesla into these guys. Only AP 1, so we'll at least get 3 ups. But Lane's probably going to pop a 4 up. Feel no pain. So, yeah, we're going to need everything in the kitchen sink to make this happen. More so, the Locust Heavy Destroyers moved over here. They're going to get 2s to hit because of the Overlord giving the Subjugator nearby. And we're going to shoot all the way downtown at not the Calidus, you're close.
The Caladius.
The Caladius, right there. Yep, we're going to get cover. But, man, those are some big guns shooting down way. And then over here, these Locust Heavies moved out, so they're going to hit the Wardens. Wardens reduce damage by 1, so that 6 is going to become 5.
No, that's a strat.
Oh, that's
which
a strat.
I probably won't. They'll just have the 4 up feel no pain.
Gotcha. So they'll be taking the full brunt of those 6 damage weapons. And most importantly, the biggest thing that's going to be shooting in there, the Convergence of Dominion has line of sight on the Wardens. Stay tuned. All right, so finishing out the shooting phase, not rough to say the least. So we shot everything into here, and we picked up how many? 2, 3? We got 3 of them.
3 of them are gone.
That was the Tesla Immortals.
Well, 2 of them were gone this turn. You killed 1 the previous turn.
Did I?
In combat with these guys.
Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, so we got 2 out of this.
So I popped up the 4 up, feel no pain, and just tanked a lot of damage.
Well,
that pick up 2 of them.
That and tank the invuln, because the Locust Heavies over here did hit, wound, and get 4 up invuln into Oblivion. And then I went and spent the strat to have full rerolls for the squad in the shooting phase, which is now vect for the rest of the game. Well, at full rerolls because I was within half range. They shot, and basically they picked up the 2 because these guys just did a little bit of damage also on the full rerolls, and then they backed up after the Chronomancer. So we put a lot into them. They did a little bit of damage. These guys are the ones that actually got the damage to stick just because of dice rolls. And then over here into the Caladius tank, we were able to just do 6 damage to it because 3 hits, 2 wound, 1 saved. So that's going to be it for my turn. I cannot charge because I advanced and did other silly things with these guys, and then these guys fell out of combat. I will score 4, though, because I did storm this hostile objective. And that's going to be it. We're going to pass it over to Lane's turn and see what he does in response.
All right, for my secondaries, this turn we have behind enemy lines and bring it down. So I scored 10 on primaries because I held my home and this in here. And here we go. We're going to try and get some. So the Caladius grav tank scooched out here, so he can fire down here and maybe pick up the reanimator. And I don't think I can get eyes on the converters. So we're going for the reanimator for bring it down. And then behind enemy lines, my Calidus bops back here. So, and then the Venatari are here. So we got 2 units behind enemy lines. And then everybody just came forward. We're going to try to kill things. So I think the plan this turn is try and put as much damage as we can into these guys, these immortals, and maybe wreck the Lich Guard. Hoping that works. So we're going to do some shooting and some blasting, and then we'll do some charging. Starting off with these guys, they're strung back on the objectives just so they can carry up here so she can be taking advantage of their wound rerolls, and they shot twice. Listen, here's what happened, guys. I shot these guys a whole bunch, and Necrons do Necron things. I killed all the squad probably, but they've all back.
All right, hear me out. I'll give you the lowdown. So we'll stay down here. We got this. So I spent a command point to pop the res strat. Reanimator was still alive. So he brought a bunch of guys back after getting shot at by all those dudes. Then Lane said, enough of that. Went over here, took that tank, shot over here, removed that reanimator, and then put all these guys back into that, and I popped my res orb and brought more guys back. That's what happened over here. So right now, there are 0 models removed. This Thrall is at 1 wound, but that is how that went. Back to Lane to talk about it more from his side.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. I just hate these guys. So, that's pretty much it. That's all the shooting did, is pop the reanimator and do functionally negative damage to these guys because they've grown back. But you know what? That means a couple of the res orbs are gone. So we're going to let's shoot a clock again, or not shoot a clock.
Shooting again. I know you get to shoot twice. You get 2 shooting things.
Yeah, I get that one. It doesn't. Yeah, listen, this is Custodes. You know where our magic doesn't happen in the shooting phase. Our magic's going to happen in the fight.
Next thing you know, Custodes are suddenly have 2 turns.
Necrons are hard to kill, guys. So we got the Lichies down to just 1 guy and the character, so they will get to reanimate, although the reanimator is not there anymore, so that's nice. And then these guys just couldn't chew through enough of them because, for reasons, and they slapped back and picked up one of my guys and got 1 down to 1. That's it for the fighting. So as far as my secondaries, I did get behind enemy lines and bring it down, so I scored both of those. And DJ will get 10 on primaries on his turn. On to his turn.
All right, so scoring-wise is not looking that good for this turn, but we have to do some damage. If I can't get some of these Custodes out of my backfield, it's going to be game over real quick. So we're still on Storm, Hostile, and Cleanse because of the fixed. We're not going to be able to do that. I could theoretically cleanse with these guys, but honestly, I need their guns. I need to go in to pick up some of these models. So we moved. We did pop the veil to pick these guys up, which in turn just moved them over here. But it saved me a command point from having to advance and, doing all that jazz for the assault weapons. So instead, we are all within 12 inches. So we're going to use the strat to double tap into there. Hopefully, we'll be able to pick some of those guys up. And then we also have Immortals over here. They could charge in. They could shoot. There's a lot they can do. See how we do over here. So we can go into the Loris Custodi Terminators as well over here on the charge or on the shooting. Then Xeris is ready to get with it and start doing some work.
Get with it, Xeris.
We did stay in combat and battle shocked with the Lich Guard, but they're still in combat with the Venatari. Then over here we stayed in combat also with these Warden. Hopefully we'll be able to pick them up or beat them up. I won't be able to pick them up, but hopefully be able to beat them up a little bit more with the Immortals going into my turn. And then, the Locust Heavy Destroyers can shoot down at the Alaris Custodi Terminators over here, pending certain things go on. Sorry, guys, thinking real quick on how this is going to play out. Ew, this is a brick wall we're running into. So, all right, guys, time to do some shooting. See how this rolls out. All right, not too bad. We did some damage, and any damage done to a Custodi is a win. So we were able to, with this squad, do a significant amount of damage and then pick up 2 of the Venatari. To only have the Xeris from around the corner go, here, let me show you how it's done, and finish off the last one. Good job, Xeris. Good job. Glad you came to play. And then over here, the Tesla Immortals. Yeah, Termies be tough. Termies be real tough.
They're toughness 7. They're hard to hurt.
So we did nothing to them with the Tesla Immortals, nothing with the Chronomancer, and then the big Locust Heavies put 1 beam downtown and put that guy on his butt real fast.
They started doing a cleanse, and they're like, no. Terminators take priority.
Yeah, you're gone. You're
so
gone.
They canceled their cleanse, no cleaning. And
so it's time to charge. We're going to bring Xeris into Venatari, so hopefully you can pick up that guy with 1 wound left and increase his range of his aura. And then the Immortals over here are going to probably charge into the Termies. I know that seems a little weird and rough, but we actually can do some damage out of there. So, all right, guys, wish me luck. Okay, so damage-wise, we didn't do too bad to finish off the turn in combat. So we're already in combat over here. Let's go in order. So we charged over here, and we fought first, because I didn't want that Alaris Custodes punching us. And mostly it's the Overlord. Honestly, the Overlord combined with the Immortals is just such a strong combination. And he was able to do quite a bit of damage. I think actually he did a dev wound and a failed save. So that picked up 1. And then the Immortals were able to chip away 1 whole damage on him. So actually, no, it was the Overlord all over there. Over here, Xeris ran in there, finished off 1 guy, so now he's going to boost his aura by 3 inches, and then got saved. The big damage hits got saved on these guys. They interrupted and picked up 1 of the Lich Guard.
that was a terrible roll. And 3 Venatari picked up 1 Lich Guard.
And then over here, a little bit of back and forth. We lost 3 Immortals, and we, in turn, killed 2 Wardens. So I think that was a completely even trade right there. 3 Immortals for 2 Wardens. And that's going to be the turn. So I do not score anything on secondaries. Was not able to cleanse. Did not storm a hostile objective. But, yeah, that's going to be it. So we're going to go over to lane. He's going to get a 10 on primary and draw some cards.
All right, guys, we're going to record my command phase because I am so happy to do this. After years of playing against DJ's Necrons, I'm going to spend the 1 command point I get to resurrect 1 of these Venatari onto the objective, giving me the objective, and giving me 15 on primary this turn. Take that, Necrons. I have reanimated onto an objective and taken it.
That's so cheesy.
Just wanted you guys to see that.
That's really cheesy.
Yeah, it's like cheating or something, isn't it?
All right, just move your models.
So, Custodes picked up Capture Enemy Outposts and Deploy Teleport Homer. And 1 of those I'm going to score, and 1 of those is going to be a CP. So Custodes, she picked up at the end of DJ's turn and bopped right back here in his deployment zone, so I can score Deploy Teleport Homer. My freshly healed Venatari, they can fall back and shoot and charge, so they're going to do that. Here, they're going to fall back. And then these guys moved forward, these Custodian Guard, because Kyria was able to touch the objective. They'll get to reroll on wounds when they shoot. These guys step forward so they can do some shooting and blasting too. And then, yeah, that's it. Moved up the Cladius a little bit.
Little bit. Just the maximum move.
Well, yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just so if I need to, I can get on that objective next turn. Just depending on what's alive, what might be able to hurt them. So here we go. We're going to do some blasting. Pew, 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 and it was successful. So the Cladius picked up 2 of these guys. He got 3 wounds through. DJ failed all 3 wounds, and that's D6 plus 2 damage. And I did roll a 1 on 1 of them. So 1 of those destroyers survived, but then the Venatari managed to scrape the last wound off of them. And then these all the Custodian Guard just shot at these Immortals and scraped a few of them down, but now the Venatari can charge there because they are fall back and shoot and charge. So they're going to do that. Maybe I'll try and make a charge in here just for funsies. Because DJ could reanimate onto that objective. I'm going to try to shut that off. So even though it'll sacrifice these guys, I think we're in the game. We're just shutting them out on primaries is going to help me. So we're going to try and make a charge here. Ha ha! And the Venatari will make their charge there. Finally killed the squad of Immortals. Also picked up the one character, but the Overlord's still there. I chose not to consolidate in, and that's that. So didn't make the charge here with Kyria and crew because I don't have any CP for the reroll. But you know what? Still shutting DJ down to 5 on primaries and
for now.
Yeah, for now, for this turn, I guess. And we'll go from there. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I got 5 for deploy teleport homers thanks to her. Didn't storm, didn't capture enemy outposts. We're going to discard that one for expand point. On the DJ's turn. So DJ only gets 5 on primary, right, DJ? There's no shenanigans.
Yeah, let me show you. No, I ain't playing this. Let me show you how it's really done. I rolled my reanimation. I spent a command point. They are not battle shocked. That's 3 wounds. So the first 2 wounds will be spent for this little Lich Guard right here.
There's only one OC, and I have one.
And there's number 2.
Oh, no.
And that's my 3 wounds. That's how you do it.
Friggin' Necrons.
Trying to do my stuff. No.
All right, on his turn.
All right, so we're going to cleanse and we're going to storm. So our Translocation Overlord moved over here to cleanse this objective. And then those Lich Guard, they're pumping on the gas. We're going forward. We got to remove these guys. We can't let Lane and these Custodes keep pushing back on us. So we're going to have to do some damage to what we can that's not running out of combat and, all that silly stuff. And then these Immortals over here advanced. But again, they are assault weapons. So we'll be able to shoot. And these guys are on objective markers. So we'll get a whole bunch of buffs and everything else. And now that Xeris' range is 6 inches, I think we're ready to do some work. Oh, and then these Immortals just wiggle back on this objective. So, all right, it is time to do some shooting. All right, so a little bit of damage. The Immortals were able to pick up, what did we get? 2 out of that squad? 2 guys and then 1.
2 guys and 1 guy's down to 1 wound.
Yep. We did some work over there. And then over here, Xeris shot and was able to pick up 1 guy. And that's, oh, wait, we forgot about that Staff of Light Overlord. So we'll shoot him. I mean, he probably won't do anything because he's like 1 damage. But then we're going to do some charges. Going to bring the Lich Guard or going to go on offense for the first time this game and make a charge. I'm actually surprised they're still alive right now. So, all right, time to fight. All right, so not too bad considering what we're running into. We were able to pick up 2 of the guards, was it? I think we just got 2 of them. So we picked up 2 with a combination of the 1 damage Lich Guard weapons and Xeris just flat 3 damaging and smacking 1 guy into oblivion. So that's going to end the turn. We did get a 6 on secondaries for cleansing this objective marker as well as storming a hostile objective. And we'll put Lane on 10 on primaries, but it's not a 5. So that's gonna be a rough scoreboard to keep up with. And we're going to pass it over to Lane, see what he does back.
Custodes are trying to investigate some signals and do some assassinating. So the Calidus bopped over here to investigate a signal. The Caladius, I have not mixed those 2 up all game. So proud of myself, guys. Scooched up onto this objective so we can shoot at this Overlord. And if he fails to kill the Overlord, then the Venatari can finish him off. If we do kill the Overlord in shooting, then Venatari can charge in here and help hopefully finish off the Lich Guard. Not even going to bother with Xeris because he'll just come back if I kill him. So, and then we just spent 1 CP to resurrect one of these dudes and scooch on the objective so I can control it. So I'll get full wound re-rolls when I attack hither. That's it. Here we go. We're going to shoot. All right. So TJ Valoris and his Custodian Guard buddies were able to pick up the squad of Immortals. DJ did pop. So we just kind of rolled the shooting and the fight phase into 1 here. Shooting didn't do a whole lot. But TJ Valoris and these guys picked up the rest of the Immortals. DJ did pop the Resurrection Orb after I shot at them.
At the end of the shooting phase.
At the end of the shooting phase, yeah. But Valoris popped his once per game 12 attacks thing, and hit on 2, sustained, rerolling wounds because I'm on the objective. Just meant we did the work. And ignoring penalties or modifiers meant we were getting some more attacks through. Over here, the Overlord survived the shooting from the Caladius and the Birdmen, so they had to charge and finish them off there. And then here, Cure Indiraxis survives on a single wound, which actually is pretty good for me because it does tie up DJ a little bit. You don't really have any fallback and shoot attack with either of these, do you?
No.
Yeah. So it actually does help my durability for the Venatari and DJ's turn. But I score 5 for Assassinate because I did pick up Yon Overlord, and I investigated a single signal with the Calidus. Almost messed it up for 2 points there. So 7 points on my secondaries. On to DJ's last turn, and I do have him held back at just 5 on primary.
For now. All right, so this one's pretty much in the bag for the Custodes, but we're still going to fight it out. So we reanimated. We got 3 back here. Or 3 wounds, I should say, back. So stay just off the objective so we can at least take it back for Storm Hostile, and then move the Chronomancer over for Cleanse. So, I mean, that's really was just the turn. We took everyone away from here and went all after the center. That silly little Inquisitor is gone. Really impressed that these Lich Guard made it all the way to the end of the game. They've survived this long. And then, we brought the Immortals to draw a line into the Venatari to do some damage. We were able to get them down to just 1. And then my Overlord charged in there and put the whooping on the last one. So we're going to score 6. We got 5 on primary. And now Lane's just going to finish up. I mean, really, he could just take a knee, but that's not Lane's style. So, all right.
I need to score points so I can place higher in the tournament.
Right. Place higher. Yeah. You're fighting for rank right now. All right, Lane's turn.
My final turn, I will score my secondaries at the end of turn. I got engage in all fronts and defend strong. My primaries, yeah. Engage in all fronts and defend strongholds. So the sisters will scooch over here, so they get engaged in this quarter. Because you have to be 3 inches from another table quarter, they can still control the objective because of the 40 millimeter objective in the middle. Means they can be in a quarter and still control the objective. So we're doing that. We scooch the tank back so that it could be in this quarter. Calidus dropped over here, so she's in this quarter. These guys sticky this objective while we could have scooched over here to control this quarter. I just want to kill these Lich Guard because I hate these Lich Guard. So let's shoot a clock and then charge a clock and see if we can pick up some Lichies. We sacrificed a couple extra points and engage in all fronts so we could charge in and kill the Lich Guard. Using Trajan Valoris' ability to ignore modifiers, the Lich Guard are neg 1 to wound, but not when TJ's leading the squad. So they came in, did pick up the Lich Guard, so I got my spite kill. Old Xeris, just to spite me, heroically intervened, got in there. He did just pick up one of the guys, but all this is irrelevant because I still scored 15 on primaries outside of that, and then picked up 6 on secondaries, 3 for defense stronghold and 3 for engage. So that means that the final score is Custodes 91, Necrons 60. Custodes were just able to tank some of their damage and pull off the victory. So 91 Custodes, 60 Necrons. All right, follow us over to the post-game talk where we talk a little about how the game went, and we'll see you guys over there.